Oh, you're alive, both you. My dad used to do that all the time. I said, what'd you say to it? Stop it. All right, we're good.
No, we are not. You might be, we are not. I'm as bad as it comes and getting better.
I meant to, I did send
Okay,
it to you.
what's that? What's that? That's it.
I meant to send you that
I'm
one.
not doing anything new unless you
Is this all day?
Are you ready? It's 7 o'clock. It is 7 o'clock. Stand by.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, that was a little anticlimactic this morning.
Yes, it
We
was.
need a
I was just thinking, does that sound like pew-pew shots or an explosion?
and it's a fizzle. It's not a major explosion.
Okay.
It was just like, you want to hear an explosion? I can come up with an explosion. That's not a problem. There are plenty of them out there. Well, good morning, y'all. I'm Rayford Brown, I think, and I don't know what's going on.
Good morning. And my name is Lee Barrows. And on advice of my counsel, I take the fifth. Haven't heard that in a while. I just thought I'd throw it out
Do
there.
you have one underneath the table here that I don't know about?
No, but I was with a bunch of judges last night.
Oh, they had a bunch of fifths.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Did they have where they could? That's where that Fifth Amendment thing came from. The judges came up with it because they had a fifth underneath the table.
Could be, or just wanted the trial to end early.
Remember that little 4 on the floor and a fifth under the seat saying they used to have? Your car,
Yeah.
4 on the floor transmission and a fifth under the seat.
I'm not familiar with that.
That's
Can honestly
I
say
just thought
no.
about that. That 4 on the floor was that was a status deal right there.
Right.
The old column, on the wheel
Mhm.
with 3 speeds. You go 1, 2, 3. My dad had that for the company car. They were less expensive to operate those. Hey, you know what? How he worked it because he was an impatient. That means he didn't have much of them. An impatient individual.
Gotcha.
He goes from first gear, he winds it up to about 40, then he goes straight to third. He said, "That's a lot."
Slipped a gear.
Yeah, that's a lot of trouble from first and all the way up second. I don't know what he would have done with the fifth 5-speed manual.
Wow.
Ugh. He
Do
was
they even make those anymore?
what, 5 speeds?
Manual transmissions?
Oh yeah, I'd have to.
Oh no, mine's always been automatic.
You've always had an automatic.
Automatic.
I've had a combination. The smaller the car that you get, the better off you are with a manual because those automatics.
Well, I've driven one before a long time ago.
Did
But
you have to do one for driver's ed?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, that was a requirement.
Really?
That
must have been back in the day.
No, back in the day, we used reins on horses, okay? Mule teams. No, it was a requirement. You had to be able to drive a standard transmission was 3 speeds on the column.
I would have stripped it for sure. Learning to drive a stick.
There were a lot of grinding gears, I will tell you that.
You've got to coordinate that clutch just perfectly. I mean, you get it into your system after a while, but push it, shift, let go of it?
I don't know. I was driving when I was 14. Okay. Actually, in this yard, I was driving a standard back in all the trees that were back there, moving boats and stuff like that. We had a boat always back there, all the
Right.
trailers, and I would maneuver back there at 12 or 13 and drive that standard shift station wagon that my dad always had back there and back it up to the boat, hook it up, and pull it out to the driveway.
Well, yeah, my mode of transportation at 16 were my feet,
Well,
my sneakers
well,
back in the day.
oh, well. Really good. You know what? I don't have a lot else to say here, but I'm going to start out with some news here.
All right.
We covered yesterday the arrest of a
Yes.
man that is accused of attacking a woman, which almost 2 weeks ago now, 10 days ago. But it's been some really good police work on that one.
I think it's excellent. I listened to some of the press conference that the sheriff had yesterday.
But the way that has worked for a lot longer than you can imagine is police work the good way. You get down, it's like our friend John Legato, FBI retired. He labeled FBI agents as brick agents, those who went out and actually worked the streets and did their job. Brick agents, they walk the bricks. Okay?
Right.
The others who sat behind desks, I'm not going to tell you what he called them. But there was some really good police work by a bunch of brick agents, officers, deputies,
I'd say
and
so.
that's the way it's worked for a lot longer than y'all been alive. And it resulted in the arrest of a man who is chilling in jail on charges of attacking a woman working as a late-night DoorDash delivery lady.
God bless her.
Happened almost 2 weeks ago now on a Saturday morning at 1:20 in the morning. The young woman, her name is public, is all over the place, but I'm still sitting here and I have no reason to beat that name into the bush, okay? I don't see a lot of reason to spread it around anymore. Was making a delivery about 1:20 a.m. a little over a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago, on Shamrock Drive off Gum Branch Road. At a traffic light, before she got there, she was stopped behind the driver of a Range Rover who did not move when the light turned green. One of the pet peeves of mine. Y'all need to be, you people on the roadways that I travel need to be really happy that I do not engage in road rage. It would not be pretty. It would not be pretty at all. As most of us do, she tooted her horn to get his attention. Well, he moved out of the way quickly. She passed him. She then turned on the Shamrock, stopped at the house in question where the delivery was to be made, and was attacked by that man who had turned around, followed her, parked in front of her, blocking her way at that house. She was attacked by him as she walked back towards her car. That assailant beat her severely with a baseball bat. Key words there, I want you to understand this. 1:20 a.m., man driving around, baseball bat.
Yep.
There's clue 1, 2, and 3, y'all. He beat her severely with a baseball bat after exchanging a couple sentences with her. He left her on the ground in the front yard, but no one notices anything from the home at 1:20 in the morning. The victim could not find her telephone. She somehow made her way back to her car and drove herself to the hospital. Who are you going to reach out to at 1:20 in the morning? First of all, who do you trust?
Right.
Second of all, you could be in a hurry to get to the hospital, I would think. I would be. Deputies, after she got to the hospital, were dispatched to that location. They started searching for a car fitting the description, all points bulletin type thing. Found the victim's phone in the front yard of the house where she apparently dropped it during the delivery. An intensive search for that car, including running car registrations, one of those generic things, North Carolina, Range Rover, dark in color, black or blue. I mean, that's about as close to anything that they could do.
Right.
She told them that it was black. The thing is, 1:20 in the morning, under cover of darkness, dark blues look black. Dark greens can look black unless they're very reflective. So anyway, it's a tough thing to start narrowing down, but they did. They started narrowing it down. They searched for cars registered in Onslow County that were dark in color. Apparently, there are a lot of those. But the thing is also, North Carolina, we live in an area where there are a lot of out-of-state license plates, as we know, because people come from everywhere. So we're going to narrow it down to North Carolina as one of the most likely states, because that's where we are. The investigators also looked at doorbell cameras and surveillance cameras in the area.
There you go.
Footage from a camera at a gas station in the neighborhood in the Gum Branch Road area gave the detectives a solid clue, one that led to 34-year-old Stanley Shockley, who lived, as it were, on Shamrock Drive.
May I interrupt for just a moment?
Go ahead.
So it was a camera that was able to capture footage. A camera.
It was not a flock camera.
But it was a camera.
Yep, that's what it was. Sheriff Thomas said the deputies arrested Shockley, charging him with assault with a deadly weapon with the intent to kill. Special emphasis, with the intent to kill. An assistant district attorney assigned to that case said the victim suffered a skull fracture.
Right.
A fractured skull. I don't know whether y'all are aware of it. Skulls are really tough to break. Okay? She was transferred to New Hanover Regional in Wilmington for intensive treatment. They've got specialists there. By all accounts, she's lucky to be alive.
Absolutely.
Her will to survive all alone without a cell phone left lying in the grass was remarkable given the extent of her injuries. Shockley, by the way, has no criminal history in North Carolina. Carrying a baseball bat in his car while driving around after midnight will likely go a long ways when adding the extent of damage done to this young lady. When the discussion of intent comes up during the trial, you can rest assured, as we had the district attorney in here yesterday, that are going to be defense attorneys that are going to say, can we just make a deal and drop that with intent to kill thing? No. Everything, in my personal opinion, and I'm not saying Shockley did it, but everything that she said and the physical damage, the physical evidence shows that there was a serious intent to kill in this case. A serious desire to render somebody dead.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not uncommon you want to hurt somebody, you beat them, you maybe break a rib or whatever. Right. I'm sorry, guys, that's a fact. That's just the way things go. But when you go for the head with a baseball bat, don't be dropping that with intent to kill. That's attempted murder.
Absolutely.
Shockley remains in jail without bond. Sheriff Thomas said the victim, by all counts, did nothing to incite the road rage exhibited in this case. Tooting your horn to alert others about anything is not a call to arms. I don't care if you're infuriated by the person behind you, and you're sitting there painting your toenails, picking your nose, getting ready for do whatever, or likely on your blasted cell phone at 1:20 in the morning, searching for something. I'm sure that the detectives have his cell phone.
Sure.
Personally, I get somewhat irritated when drivers are obviously paying attention to everything except the traffic signal when they're at the red light. Please, folks, when it turns green, you need to know that it will be triggered to turn red again when its sensors do not pick up movement from the cars. If that lead car does not move until you toot your horn and then suddenly goes, okay, well, then that desensitizes the sensor, but too late. It has already triggered and gone into a timing mode. And it's going to turn red again.
Yeah. What do? You just sit there and wait. Don't get aggravated.
Don't get aggravated with it.
Don't go after the car in front of you.
No. If I did that, there'd be a lot fewer cars on the highway. For everyone on board investigative efforts, congratulations to everyone involved. Y'all done good.
Very good job.
In a community of more than 200,000 people, not including a lot of folks working here who are not in the census count, making an arrest in a little over a week is like finding that proverbial needle in a haystack. This was a team effort.
It was a team effort. I'm very impressed. And I know, those of us that have 1 ounce of intelligence knows you might have the suspect vehicle within a day or two, but you just don't run out there and jump on it. There's a lot of investigating to do, and it takes time. And people were criticizing the sheriff's office for taking so long. Look, if you jump out there, and it's like we had the district attorney on here yesterday, you have to do things properly, or by the time you get ready to go to court, it's all going to get thrown out.
And as he said yesterday, there's been more than one case screwed up by the investigation. Okay,
that's right.
Things were undone. Things were not done properly. You search what? Oh, right. Well, we know all of that evidence is going to be out the door, but let's don't tell the other guy. Let's just go ahead and proceed, and maybe he will want a deal, and then you come up with the best thing you can do, given the circumstances that you have. I'm sure all T's were crossed and all I's were dotted on this one.
I'm sure, yes. And here's this young lady out trying to make a living, and she posted yesterday about she's having intense headaches.
I'm sure she is.
Worst headaches of my life, and every time I sat up or opened my eyes, I got sick. She said either tonight or tomorrow morning I'll be getting a CT scan to see the bones near my ear, and after that the surgical team is going to come up with a plan. They want to try to get the fluid to stop draining out of her ear and see if the lumbar drain they installed prior has been working, etc. This is the aftermath. This is what she's going through.
A road rage event.
All over somebody honking a horn. This is sad, and I'm not going to go into what was said yesterday, but there was quite a few comments on social media yesterday that were discrediting her, what she had to say about, what happened as far as the subject and the vehicle and stuff. People,
Folks, she's got brain injuries. Okay? She's got life-threatening injuries.
I can't believe how ridiculous sometimes.
What is wrong with y'all? Answer me this, okay? Anybody out there want to call and tell me what's wrong with you?
Right.
If you don't know what's wrong with you, call up here and let me explain it to you, because I will.
I'm in awe that she was able to drive herself to the hospital.
I'm in awe that she's alive.
Yes, exactly. But, to know that she needed medical help and drove herself to.
You know what? She's got the right at this point in time to be very angry, very mad.
Yes, Miss Kristen, I God bless you, and I pray for you.
She's got the right to be very mad.
Right.
But she's got her wits about her. She's able to put this stuff out there. But is it unfiltered? I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say about your attacker. It's okay with me. I'd be saying the same thing. You can rest assured I'd be saying the same thing, whatever it is she's saying.
Right. Yeah, I came across some more information yesterday. I got quite a few texts from people that worked with him. So, wow.
Well, I hope he's got a big bank account, or I hope he's got some retirement saved up.
No, he wasn't a regular employee. He was part-time.
I hope that he's got some wealth somewhere stashed.
Could have been at your house. You never know.
Could have been in my house.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fill-in.
Oh, if he had come here?
Yeah, he could have. Anyway, no, my prayers go out to her, and I am just grateful for her that she was able to get to the hospital. God bless her. God bless her.
Well, it's like everybody criticizing a gun in case a gun is used or something like that,
Right.
criticizing the DoorDash whole scheme about DoorDash at 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, it is what it is. We've got people who have wants, needs, desires,
Making money,
whatever.
That's
Not her making money, but the people at home
Mm-hmm.
who want to get a McDonald's delivery or whatever. I don't even know what it was, but some
Right.
kind of a overnight restaurant. So it had to be something like that at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to criticize them. I don't know that they didn't work until midnight and get home and say, I'm hungry.
Right. I thought I had something in the refrigerator.
I used to work at a shift that I would get off at 11:30 at night here.
Well, it could have been a pregnant woman that had a craving, and her husband knew I better get her.
Yeah, whatever. But what I've arrived at home and I'm eating dinner at midnight or later. Okay?
Well, the thing about it is, the service is offered.
The service is there. People can get it. So it's don't go criticizing anything unless you
Right.
walked in their shoes, and I doubt that you have. Okay,
All right,
let's do some weather before we get
We'll
really
just
mad
do
this
that
morning.
big old rant on that. I was so mad yesterday reading somebody sent me some of the stuff that was being said. And
I don't even. I do,
just you
don't
even
hear.
know.
Oh, I don't.
Oh,
But I might go have a road rage. Looking at the marine forecast for the waters in Onslow Bay, the Bermuda high that has kept seas under control with mostly light southwesterly winds is moving out of our area. By the end of the week, we will have a new frontal system sliding in with a shift in the winds. Looking at north and northeasterly winds by Friday, a complete 180 out. Today, out to 60 nautical miles. Westerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet near shore. A chance of slightly bigger waves further out. Maybe a 2 to 4 or 2 to 5, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms this morning for you boaters, as hopefully, how about you new boaters? All the rest of you know. In the area of a thunderstorm in the ocean, the seas are going to get bigger because the winds get bigger. The rain does not make it rough. The wind makes it rough. Okay? Thursday. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 5 to 10, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. We're going to be in the beginning stages of a frontal system moving in our direction. Seas only 2 to 3 feet tomorrow. That's good. Friday, southwesterly winds already kicking up, 15 to 20, gusts up to 25 in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 4 feet, a little larger further out. Be careful, not stupid, a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. And by the afternoon, late afternoon and evening on Friday, the winds are going to start making that shift to Oklahoma. Then we're going to talk about Saturday tomorrow.
Sure. Okay, today we have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Mostly sunny with a high near 94 and heat index values as high as 102. Calm wind becoming northwest 5 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 75. Thursday, sunny and hot with a high of 97. Friday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, mostly sunny with a hot high near 97. I am so ready for fall.
Then we're going to be ready for winter. Then it's going to be Christmas, and then it's going to be cold and rainy and messy. And then
but it's never that cold.
And we're going to have a blizzard.
It's never that cold in eastern North Carolina that we can't go out and at least do something in the yard.
1989, December 23rd.
I remember
December
that.
25th, it was 0 at 6 a.m. Never gets that cold in eastern North Carolina, she said.
But the chances of it holding, like this hot weather has been holding for going, second month now?
We had 3 weeks of sub-freezing temperature. Some days it never got too freezing.
I don't remember that being consecutive, though.
Oh, yes, absolutely. In December 1989.
I've lived through it, too. I remember 1989. I remember that. I had to deliver mail in it.
Uh-huh.
I had to go out and deliver express mail in the snow.
Well, yeah, but you did do it when they had 17 inches on Christmas morning.
I was the day after. Yeah. I had 4-wheel drive, and they sent me out, and I will never, ever do that again. You know why? Because there's crazy people out there.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody thinks they can drive out.
Oh, it just...
Okie dokie. We got 3 systems out there. One's in the subtropics, and this in the central North Atlantic. And it's up high, and it's beginning to fade. But they say there's still a 50% chance of it forming into something over the next 7 days. Wow.
Yep, we'll see.
Wow. Well, it's 1,000 miles east-northeast of Bermuda. It's got gale force winds. The circulation is elongated and the associated convection has become less organized during the past few hours. Some development of the system is possible through tonight, and then a short-lived tropical storm, something named, could form while it moves eastward to east-northeastward at 20 miles an hour across the central subtropical Atlantic. How did that become subtropical up there? Jeez, I don't know, whatever. They're doing everything they can. Okay, we've got disturbance number 3. We're going to skip number 2 here for a second.
There's one that just came off the coast, I believe. Is that the one in yellow down there at the bottom?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, let's go disturbance number 1. It's got an 80% chance over the next 7 days, 70% chance in the next 2 days. It's in the central tropical Atlantic. Showers, thunderstorms continue to show signs of organization in this system. It's a tropical wave right now, 800 miles southwest of those atrocious Cape Verde Islands. Everything's measured according to where that location. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for development during the next few days. A tropical depression will likely form within 2 days while the system moves westward to west-northwestward across the central tropical Atlantic. And like I say, 70% chance in 2 days, 80% chance in 7 days. It's not calling for the H word yet, so we don't even know that it will reach tropical storm status, but there is that distinct possibility. Now, the one that just came off the coast of Africa, 20% chance of cyclone formation over the next 7 days.
Okay.
It's a tropical wave, another one,
Right.
producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms, which they usually do when they just leave the coast of Africa. Environmental conditions are forecast to be generally conducive for some development of this system during the next several days while it moves westward or west-northwestward across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. Those who are watching these systems intently I don't know whether there's a gut feeling. I don't think they operate on gut feelings. That's what I do. If indeed it does develop and move in this direction generally, by the time it reaches the islands, Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, there is the gut feeling. Well, my gut feeling, their gut feeling is determined by what the weather conditions are over here. That it will do like a lot of storms did last year and bend towards the northeast and then northwest.
Well, so we can only hope that El Nino chops them off.
Well, it's El Nino. One of the things it has, it helps keep potential storm systems like this from further development.
Yes, from the wind shear.
It shears off the wind.
Shears them right off.
If it can't continue developing a rotation, then it's not much of a storm.
Well,
it's just rain.
It's all a wait and see. As it gets closer, you'll have a better clue. But get ready now.
Yeah, just don't buy any bread and water unless you plan to make banana pudding. I gotta go get some more milk.
Oh my gosh! I was in the store yesterday and I looked at it, Rayford, and I said, "Keep going, keep going."
I got to get me a couple more bananas. I buy the bananas 1 and 2 at a time. If I'm going to make a lot of banana pudding over the next few days,
so
I'll get 2.
Oh, bunches.
No. Individuals.
You only put like 2 bananas in your pudding?
In a bowl.
Oh, you only make it by the bowl?
Yeah, I make mine by the bowl. I make a big thing, but I scoop out the pudding and then I put the bananas in.
I can use a whole bunch of bananas in my pudding. I'll make a big bowl. I'll dump them all in there. I want every bite to be a banana.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Good. I got to have room for the vanilla wafers.
Yeah, those are in there too, but
I like those mini.
I was just going to say, it's pretty cool that they invented the mini vanilla wafers now.
And what I don't eat in the banana pudding, I can just finish up before they get stale.
Yeah, but that's another thing. I've got to go by and get a bag of potato chips in my scale and bring it in here. We have to do that. We have to do an on-the-air test.
Okay.
But, speaking of the vanilla wafers, have you noticed by the time you get a box, You put what you do in the bowl, make your banana pudding, put a few on top. Rayford, there's a handful left. I think they're shortening. I think they're lessening the amount of vanilla wafers in the box too.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm going to start counting
Individually. How many vanilla wafers are in this 1 pound and 2 ounce box?
It used to be a box of vanilla wafers lasted you a long time, and now I can eat a box of vanilla wafers in two eatings.
You just could not eat as much in those days.
Yeah, maybe so.
All right, we've got some special guests coming in the studio here.
Dr. Rose called in too.
Dr. Rose is going to be, we're waiting for her call any moment now.
Yes, we do have some special guests. This is going to be very interesting. Yes.
Red-caped nurses.
They're the Eastern North Carolina Nurse Honor Guard.
Honor Guard.
And what they do is they pay tribute at the funerals of nurses to honor their years of nursing service.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty cool.
This is something they've have formed across Eastern North Carolina. They wanted to come in and talk about it. I think it's pretty cool because, nurses are angels. They're the angels that come into your room when you're in the hospital. They take care of you. They're kind. They give you hope. And they do a lot.
Yes. They absolutely do. A nurse, you're going to see a nurse a lot more than you're going to see your doctor if you're in the hospital. Okay? That's just the way it is. In fact, when I go see a doctor, I see a nurse a lot longer than I generally see the doctor.
And that's right. And when you're in the hospital.
Unless with our doctor, she wants to carry on conversation
with
us
I love
about
her.
She like
but it's like when you were in the hospital, Rayford, you saw a nurse every hour, didn't you?
No, every 5 minutes.
Blood pressure.
24 hours a day.
Yes. I mean, our nurses are just, they're angels.
You know what else those nurses did? I know we got Dr. Rose here, but you know what else those nurses did when I was in the hospital and Newbern for so long, 8 days worth?
No, what did they do?
They come around. She said, you're still kind of wide awake. I said, I am. And I said, I'm hungry. She said, I'll be right back.
Yeah, they're angels.
What kind of ice cream do you want? Mm-hmm. And she would head down. And next thing I knew, I was eating ice cream.
Good for her.
Ooh, yeah, good for her. Good for them. They all did it for me.
Good morning, Dr. Rose.
How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I would love to know the backdrop behind the ice cream story.
Yeah, we were just talking how great nurses are when you're in the hospital or wherever.
That's right. You need a good nurse when you're in the hospital, a good teacher when you're in the school.
Right.
A good doctor when you're in the hospital too.
Exactly. Well, we have a group coming in this morning. They're the Eastern North Carolina Nurse National Honor Guard, and they're going to come in and talk about their organization and how they pay tribute at the funerals of nurses to honor their years of nursing sacrifice in service.
I love it.
I think it's pretty cool.
I
think so too.
I did not know they had a group like this, but we have honor guards for a whole lot of things. Law enforcement, they've got them. Military's got them. They're out there for a lot of folks who serve the community. Who else serves the community any more than a nurse at a hospital?
That's absolutely true. But the biggest thing about an honor guard like that, whether it be nursing or military, police, is the education, the historical education that you can receive from it. Mm-hmm. Because the young people who do that will often go and research that person's life or read the obituary, and you will know so much about what it took to educate that person and the sacrifices that person had to make to be able to practice that career. And sometimes they made choices where their bosses weren't too pleased with them, but they stood their ground and they did the right thing. Mm. And those are really great things for young people not only to do, but also to listen to, and hopefully mimic in your own lives.
You're so right. And I think back to a gentleman, a friend of mine. He was a magistrate. He was a retired Coast Guardsman, Coastie, and he was in the Air Force during Vietnam. And at his funeral, now this is a guy that I had fished with. He's been on my boat. I was on other boats with him on board, and we fished together. And as a magistrate, I appeared before him on many occasions to get warrants. You know what I mean? So this is a guy that I knew. He passed away from had cancer. I'd gone to the hospital to see him, and it was just a heart-breaking event to see him in that kind of pain. But I go to the funeral, and the minister also knew him personally, but knew a lot more about him than I knew about him.
Wow.
And he was telling us about the days in Vietnam that this man had in the Air Force. He did not fly airplanes. He was a person on the ground that reloaded helicopters and planes with bombs and other things, munitions, from on top of a hill, their landing spot. And they went out and, did their routine, the pilots did. But he was one of those guys that did that. He and a Marine were trapped on a hill for 24 hours with nobody helping them, with the enemy coming up from the hill all day and all night. And all they had were the two of them. They had a bunch of rifles. They had a lot more ammo than two people could use. And they had hand grenades. And they kept the Viet Cong at bay for 24 hours, the two of them.
How did we get here?
I mean, this is a guy that I did not know anything about.
Wow.
But the nurses, this guy had happened to be a minister that did this. But nurses, like you say, they are able to research and tell these kinds of stories to people like me who don't know.
Well, how much did you spill to your nurses when you were in the hospital?
Nothing, honey.
I know there's some spilt tea. But Dr. Rose, I was researching a little bit about emerging and current illnesses to be concerned about. Of course, we know we've got the salmonella always.
Oh, God.
The cyclospora, E. coli, listeria. But one that caught my interest was infant botulism that was linked to powdered infant formula.
Oh, God.
Have you had any?
Worry about?
It's everything. Donuts is the only safe thing, Rayford. But Dr. Rose, have you had any cases with the infant botulism?
No, it's a really, really rare disease.
Okay.
I actually have not seen infant botulism since I was in training, I guess, 30 years ago. Well, that's over 30 years ago, of course. But it's very, it can be lethal. Or
wow.
It can make a child so sick that they get paralyzed.
Oh.
That's what the botulism spore does. It's very concerning that this formula was tainted with that spore. And of course, they're going to have to take everything off the shelves if there's a concern to that, because we don't want not one infant dead. But the thing about botulism for adults is you have to have a great amount of it, or a pretty good amount of it, before it can affect you and cause paralysis. But in an infant, just a couple of spores that go through can be lethal, very, very, very harmful to a baby. And in fact, that's why we say that baby infants should not have honey, especially pure honey, because
Really?
pure honey in its natural form just naturally has botulism spores. So you can take it, and adults and even children over the age of one can have honey. But here's the important thing about the honey is if you are breastfeeding, you cannot have it either, because it does pass, the botulism spore passes through the breast. So that is actually one of the most common ways to get infant botulism. And like I said, it's very, 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 very rare, but it's also lethal. So we don't want not one case of that.
No.
Definitely not.
I never
For
even
babies.
I've never heard of having an issue. Good God.
No, that's right. It was listed as one of the emerging illnesses this year, and I'm like, what? But of course, everything nowadays, I'm scared to go to the grocery store. What's safe to eat, Rayford?
Well, I
was going to say, but on the labels.
I do, but I look at the tags and make sure that things are made locally,
Yes.
or in the United States, because we have methods we have to stick by certain methods and cleanliness
Yes.
compared to other countries. So that if I see another country on the bag, sometimes depending on what the country is, I won't buy it. If I
I've never
see
thought of
something
that.
yeah. If I see some veggies or fruits that look a little damaged and they don't have a nice little sticker, and hopefully that sticker isn't lying to me of where it is, I assume that it's not from a clean place, and I won't buy it. But I do wash all of my vegetables and my fruits very well. And when things like this are happening, I try to eat at home as much as I can, and not
So do
Yes,
I.
not
absolutely.
at places that have food that's
Absolutely.
overprocessed, and I don't know where they're getting their food from.
Good advice, yes.
I'm almost at the point that if first of all, I've pretty well stopped eating lettuce.
Yes.
I don't want lettuce, period. I did.
Nope.
This was something that I did a few decades ago. I've gotten it,
Jalapenos.
but I just don't do it because the story that on a hidden camera report from another country just south of our border, not to be named, where they were growing lettuce, large acres of it. They pointed out there were no porta potties in this field where these guys by hand were going out chopping the lettuce heads off, and that there were no facilities
You
there.
hung up on that.
And I am hung up on that. I have been ever since. It traumatized me. And of course, when nature calls, they got to do something. Now, what are they going to use
Do they have sinks?
in lieu of Charmin? Duh.
Rachel.
Well, I would say that lettuce is a very good veggie.
Yes, it is.
And the thing is that it would have taken just a simple washing of the lettuce. I mean, I don't want anybody to poop on my lettuce.
I did that washing. I did that washing routine one time, and then I was told I can't do that anymore because it clogged up the dishwasher.
And this is why I'm shopping at Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, just don't put it in the dishwasher. Just
I did.
Wash them.
I washed it really good.
Well, I have another question for you, Dr. Rose. Reading up on some of the illnesses that we can expect and encounter this flu season, etc. Walking pneumonia. Why is it termed walking pneumonia? What makes it different from regular pneumonia, or is it the same? Or can you explain that?
No, it's not. It's also called atypical pneumonia because you can feel okay. You feel maybe a little short of breath, a little bit of a fever. It's caused by a very different kind of bacteria, and it won't get treated with the regular medications or antibiotics that you would treat other kinds of pneumonia. But when you shoot an X-ray, the X-ray looks horrible, and the person doesn't look quite as bad. But with time, if you don't treat it, it could get worse and worse, and then start to compromise your ability to breathe.
Okay.
It's usually if you get it with time, but that's the thing, it sneaks up on you. It's very easy to treat, and we'll take a Z-Pack or azithromycin,
Right.
and you'll feel better. You put that antibiotic in there, and within a couple of days, you're feeling better, and you feel like you can use your whole lungs, your whole chest to breathe. And you'll see, I didn't know I felt like that, because it's something that comes on kind of slowly, and then it gets you with a bit of a punch at the end.
How do I know? I mean, I'm healthy. I'm feeling great. I'm safe. I don't get out and do the kind of the walking and that kind of good stuff. So I don't feel short of breath. I don't use that much lung capacity anyway. I'm just saying, for instance. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what happened? But it's something that I've had for quite a while, perhaps. Is that possible?
It is. A nagging cough might tell you. And people tend to ignore their cough. But a nagging cough, and sometimes you just, you don't feel right, and maybe like you're running a little bit of a temperature. It's not very high, but you'll feel that, I'm kind of warm, and it's at certain times of the day. And I have to catch my breath at times. You might need to see your doctor if you have that. And it's not the most common of pneumonias, but it does happen. I do see it in the clinic for a good amount of time.
Is this strictly something that happens during the winter, or can it happen during the summer?
It's throughout the year. It can happen more during. No, I was gonna say it happens more in the winter, but it's actually what we call perennial. It can happen anytime during the year.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Another thing to worry about. God.
Yeah, so
Thanks
it's
a lot, Doc.
or atypical pneumonia. And I remember I had it during training in New Jersey, and I just couldn't figure out why I couldn't feel well. And the doctor who was in charge of training me at the moment said, "What are you complaining about?" And he listened to me, and I had florid pneumonia.
Wow.
I truly was not feeling that badly. And that doctor just put a pack of a bottle of antibiotics, threw it down, and said, "Take a couple and let's go. Got more patients."
Well, you know what? What's disturbing about this? You're a doctor and you didn't know this. That's how secret.
A long time ago, but I was as surprised as anybody. I think he figured out that I could have had it because he went straight for his stethoscope, listened to the bases of my lungs, and said, "Well, you got it. You got yourself a walking pneumonia."
Wow.
You know, the funny thing was, I'm not a doctor, but I was out for a regular physical, and they do the listen to the lungs and all that sort of breathe deeply, and and I kind of cough when I breathe. He said, "Wait a minute, let me check that again." He said, "Guess what you got?" And I said, "What?" And I said, "I can't have walking pneumonia. I don't know what it is, but I can't have it. I don't feel bad." He said, "Well, that's the first stage. You got it." So he gave me, and you're right, I'd forgotten about that. I got a Z-Pack.
Yep.
Do we start taking it now?
Yeah, can I get an A, B? What led up to Z-Pack?
Don't take a Z-Pack if you're not sick.
Can we start with A and just work all the way through? And you get an A pack, B pack, that would be 26 weeks worth right there.
Well, Dr. Rose, I have one last question for you. As far as donating blood, if you've been diagnosed as being somewhat anemic, is it good for you to go out and donate blood, or should you wait?
If your blood is back to normal and it's been that way for, let's say, 4 to 8 weeks, then you're probably okay. Now remember, just because your blood is strong doesn't mean that the cells inside your bone marrow, which is what produces the red blood cells, is going to be strong as well. So once you get that level back to normal, you should wait maybe, I'd say, like I said, 4 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
And you should be taking the iron for at least that amount of time afterwards to make sure that your red blood cell producer, your bone marrow, is back to being nice and strong again.
How much iron should you take daily? I mean, if you're trying to build your blood back up again, like I'm taking 65 mgs.
Yeah, and that's probably 65 of elemental.
Yes.
And that's a pretty good idea. Some people, if it's lower than, let's say, 10, they might need to take that dose twice a day. And you need lots of fluids and lots of veggies because iron pills can constipate you.
Do donuts count?
Veggies.
No, they don't count. The donuts don't count as veggies.
Right. I'm just asking because next week we're going to have the Battle of the Badges in here, and it has to do with donating blood. And I'm just curious as to whether we'll see. But thank you for that information. That's good to know. Man, I don't want to go in there and get blood and pass out.
But get your hemoglobin, your iron checked beforehand to make sure that you're back up to a good level.
Very good advice.
And I was sometimes, as Lee will tell you, when I would get really bored in here, even on the air, I could drift off to sleep in about 12 seconds, I think.
I can't watch.
I could just sit here and close my eyes and just kind of take a little bit of a power nap for about a minute or two. That obviously is not normal, and I mentioned it to my medical provider, and she said, "Take iron. You need some iron." And that's
I'm not sure that's the reason. You might just be waking up so early that you need a little bit of a power nap, like you're saying, after you're sitting for a while. So, I mean, taking iron is good, but if you don't need the extra iron, you're just adding something to the body that you don't necessarily need. So you don't just start taking iron willy-nilly. Usually you can find a good multivitamin that already has a daily supply of iron that you need.
Well, Dr. Rose, they say, you're the doctor, you can answer this. As you get older, your sleep patterns change and you don't sleep as much. I mean, is that something to be concerned about, or is that just getting older?
It could be both things. You have to see if
we're in trouble.
If it's a gradual thing, right, or if you knew that it was sort of something that you had struggled with in the past, and or if you're waking up not being able to go back to sleep, and maybe you have night sweats at the same time or palpitations. So those are things. If you have this change in sleep pattern together with something else, that might be an indicator that there's something going on.
Good information.
I always get great information, great news from you.
I'm ready to make my appointment.
And sometimes all I do is get scared.
No getting scared. No hypochondriacs out there. The more you actually know, the better you should be, because then you're well informed and you can prevent things.
That's right. Educate ourselves. Right. Oh, she always has good. I mean, I'm going to sit here and do my EKG in just a minute.
It's just she's sitting over here with her automatic testing herself.
But no, we're good. We're good.
I don't do that.
It's always good.
And just to finish up, let's make sure for the audience that those that have children or even grandchildren that you're looking after, you're down to the wire with the kids. I don't know.
That's right.
If in Jacksonville I forgot the name of your county.
Onslow.
If in Onslow County they're going back to school, they're already going back to school. That might be next week. In Alamance County, it's in 2 weeks. But we got to get those kiddos ready for school. It's traumatizing if the parents don't do their work and have them trained for sleeping and being off of electronics all the time, and making sure that their eating habits are back to normal, and they're well nourished. All those things, and get them reading and doing some math and just getting ready to sit down and be able to go to school. It'd be very traumatizing. Just if that weekend you just say, "Oh, guess what? You're going to start school on Monday," and kids would be fine with that, but the parents should not be.
Yeah, well, parents don't usually get a lot more sleep during the summertime than their kids do, because they still got work to do.
So where do we live in there?
That's the way it goes. Okay. Doc, thank you as always. We do appreciate it. One of these days.
Thank you. You guys have a great day.
You too. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Dr. Rosemary Stein, our concierge physician. She's actually a cardiologist. She's a
pediatrician.
She's a pediatrician, one of those Ishan things. And she takes care of a lot of kids and their parents, because, if the kids are sick, the parents may be either the reason or maybe catching it from the kids.
All right, August 24th, first day of school for the 26-27 year in Onslow. So I'm sure all around.
And a week from this Friday, a week from day after tomorrow.
Dun, 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 dun. I passed East Duplin last night. I remember we were here last year because I went the wrong way last night.
It's not my fault.
Because we're talking about distraction and not paying attention.
You were not paying attention.
Drove right through where I was supposed to make a right-hand turn. So
I have done
traveled a little bit out of my way.
This has nothing to do with age, but I have done that in the past. Driving through an area and my mind is other places. Yes, I'm watching the traffic. I'm doing this. I'm dodging cars. So that's the thing is, you don't make contact with other vehicles.
Well, there was no traffic out and it was quiet, and I saw the big clouds rolling.
And you took a moment to sleep.
And I'm just like going,
took a nap.
Storm's coming. And I got to where I was supposed to turn a lot quicker than I thought, and that I had one more light.
Why didn't you just turn around and retrace your tracks?
Because by the time I realized where I was at, it was just easier to keep on going because I knew where I was at. And I just went 10 miles out of my way, but it was a nice ride.
So you could have turned around and driven 200 yards back and gotten on the right road, but you went 10 miles.
No, I went. It was a couple miles down the road before I realized that I had missed my turn.
You could have gone back 2 miles instead of 10 miles.
Well, why not just continue going straight?
2 miles versus 2 miles.
I was like,
you just like drive in the countryside, don't you?
I was familiar with the area.
You missed all those houses that you used to visit there, didn't you?
Well, I didn't visit them or drove by them, but yeah, I got to go see some of the area that I used to postmaster over.
Coming from Raleigh, I used to take for the Jacksonville route. I would drive from here to Beulahville and take, is it 111?
Yes.
Out of Beulahville, 111, gone. And there was nothing but a little community crossroads called, I think it was Turkey. There are a couple of different turkeys, pardon the pun.
Yes.
They're in that area. There's another location named Turkey. This crossroads area was Turkey. So get on that. Next thing I know, I'm coming out there at, what was that barbecue place?
Figs?
No. I'll think of it in a minute. Right there on 70 in Goldsboro.
Was it Parker's?
No. Y'all, some of you know it. It may not be there anymore. I just wonder, and that route was very quick. Not a lot of traffic. Back and forth, no stopping. I had that one little stop sign that I had to deal with, but that was pretty much it until I got to Beulahville.
Well, let's talk about Parker's Barbecue for just a minute.
Well, I got a problem.
We got a former employee that is accused of embezzling tens of thousands from the business. Back in December, officers said she took nearly $31,000 for personal use while employed with Parker's Barbecue in Greenville.
Wow.
If you've ever eaten at Parker's Barbecue, it is good. It's Tim Thomas. The 61-year-old was released from jail after posting a $5,000 bond. My question is,
that's a lot of money to get.
And I'm not being disrespectful. I don't mean to be, but how would you not know you've got $31,000 missing or money starts missing? Maybe they did. Maybe they waited. I don't know, but
maybe I don't know.
if I owned it, let me tell you, I'd know if there's $100.
I'll miss it $1.50. Okay, I'm going to search this house down and shake everybody down that I've seen.
It's a shakedown on your way out.
Hey, Timmy.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
Hello, Timmy.
I was running on delayed time. Did you figure out what barbecue place you talking
No,
about?
but you're going to tell me, and I'm going to know exactly.
It was Parker's.
Go ahead.
Wilbur.
Wilbur's Barbecue. Wilbur. I got a Wilbur. What I'm going to associate with who?
Yeah.
You went to the crossroads, and we called it Turkey Branch.
There you go. That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah. Took 111.
From now on, I'm going to remember Wilbur's because I've got something else to associate it with. No, what for Wilbur's? What would you say, Wilbur?
I know. Wasn't that a neighbor of?
Nope. Go ahead.
It was a donkey, wasn't it?
Nope. Go ahead.
A horse?
The horse's name was?
Wilbur.
Nope.
No? Somebody was named Wilbur.
The owner's name was Wilbur.
Oh,
right.
I don't know. Help me out, Tim.
Is it the talking horse?
Wilbur.
Mr. Ed, for God's sakes.
I was close. I said
Mr. Ed's
horse.
owner was Wilbur.
I said
Wilbur. Yes, sir. Yes, Wilbur.
A horse is a horse.
See, I remember a lot of things that I remember more than I forget, I think.
Well, that's when you get. I can't. If it wasn't for wearing uniforms, I couldn't tell you what I wore to yesterday. But I can tell you about Mr. Ed. That means you're getting old.
I will say that I was in Dublin County last night, and you could smell the fertilizer. You know, there's a time of the year. Oh, it was strong.
When you're in what we call snack it when you went through Buell. Yeah. We won't get into that, but that's the nickname for it.
I was actually in Magnolia, but I went through Beulahville. But you got out and you could smell the fertilizer.
You got to Magnolia?
Yes, I was in Magnolia.
You were way lost.
No, I mean,
where were you coming from?
Magnolia.
You were coming from Magnolia.
I was on 903, right there where you turn off on 40, but on 903, that's where I was at.
That's where you got lost?
Yeah.
No, I came back to Jacksonville, and where you turn off on 903 to go to 24, I was just driving along and just kept on going, and I'm like,
Went straight.
what? But
Yeah, you went straight, went through out, and went
Pink
all the way
Hill.
down in there.
Pink Hill.
Do you went all the way to Pink Hill?
Oh, Pink Hill.
See what I mean?
No, I
she
turned off
was
of-
lost.
I turned off
You
of
were,
11
McCall.
onto 111 and went straight into Pureville.
She had no idea where she
Okay,
was.
I knew where I was.
Quite,
lost.
Didn't quite. you
North
shouldn't have
Jackson.
quite Made it to Pink Hill. You went through Alberton,
No,
and yeah, you did.
just
Yeah,
just a corner of it.
That's through
Well,
it.
no, you went right there. That's
That-
where 11 and 111 come
Right,
together.
right.
That's Alberton. And you go down there, and then 111 turns right, and 11 stays.
You know what?
You were lost.
My favorite sports editor just told me, I told you I passed East Duplin High School?
Yes.
Yes, Chris, the lights were on. They were having football scrimmages there. I could have stopped.
Why didn't you?
I didn't.
Because you were lost.
I drove by and I thought, why is there so many people at the school?
You're lost.
I knew right where I was at. It
Okay.
takes you right to
Okay.
North Jackson Street. That takes you to 24. I know the area. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah. You
Uh,
took you
but-
went to 111, and when you turn right, where 41, where 241 starts, where
Right.
41 veers to the right and heads toward Hoggett's Crossroad.
Uh-huh.
You took a right
No, I
and
didn't.
on 41 and made it to 20. Yeah, you did.
And she
I
was
didn't.
lost.
No, I didn't. I went straight on
See what I mean?
903
She
and
was
took a
lost.
right onto 111 that took me right to North Jackson Street. You come right here.
You went, and you turned right at the red light and got on 24.
Okay. Yeah.
I know what I did.
Now she's lost. She took her headphones off, so she didn't want to listen. She didn't want to listen
No,
to you
I
anymore.
have a guest in the studio.
Yeah, we have special guests coming in.
I'll let y'all
All right,
know. I
Jimmy.
had to pick on you.
I appreciate naming that, reminding me what the name of Mr. Ed's place is. So we got Mr. Ed's Barbecue. Gotcha.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edwards. Y'all be good.
Bye.
All right.
See, if you want to know anything about where you were,
I
you
knew
should have
exactly
called.
where
You should have
I
called
was.
Timmy.
I knew where I
Well, let me
was.
tell you one time I called Timmy because I had to take a shortcut. I thought to get from Wilmington
Right.
to Richlands. I had to take a left at the Red Barn. I had to take a right at the place with the broken mailbox. I had to take another left. That's the directions I got from Timmy. But they were
Oh,
right.
I know. I
It
heard
was-
you,
it
and
was
I was
right.
like, "There's no way."
It was the
Take
right
a left at the Red Barn, then go down
But
three
right.
quarters, go past the cornfield, and take a
And
right.
if you see Aunt May be out there, just go ahead and wave at her because she would just be out there picking her flowers.
I took 903 to 111, which brought me right past East Duplin High School, then onto North Jackson Street, and then back on to 24.
So you just ignored the Cardinals last night?
They weren't there I don't know who East Duplin was playing.
Or scrimmages with?
But yeah, he said the school had football scrimmages. And, when I passed by, I saw all the
You could
lights.
have stopped and been a spy,
I could
also
have.
known as a scout.
Well, I've got some video from the Cardinals scrimmage last night.
Don't share that with everybody.
And let me tell you what, Mari was running it in.
Don't tell everybody how
Then I
he's going
saw
to win.
one video
He's bad as
where-
those people dissing the president, how he
where the Cardinals
conned
caught
everybody.
a big pass and ran it in for a touchdown. I'm like, team's looking good. Yes, I have several videos.
That's good. I hope it's. I'm counting on them that little playing like that is better than shooting paper targets.
Well,
'Cause there's a difference in that and shooting at things that shoot back.
I will say that we support all our high schools. And
Yes, we do.
once again, I'm going to say it.
You know,
We are Cardinals here.
well. That's
We're
what
gonna
it's
push
going.
them.
Would you rather us be traitors? Would you rather us not just stand up and be counted? What do you do? Don't you? Yes, we're going to give them publicity. We're going to give the other schools publicity. It's just like we're going
What
to.
it's all about.
We got a Democrat county commission candidate. We're
When
gonna
you're
be talking
playing the
with.
Cardinals, it's not about you. It's
So,
about the Cardinals.
That's about it.
That's it.
Well,
And I know there's other people that talk about all the schools.
Yeah, well,
We talk about Jacksonville.
well, that's where we are.
Do you remember there used to be a day where it was only Jacksonville, Dixon, Richlands? Then they built White Oak,
Swansboro was there.
Swansboro. Well, is Swansboro? How old is Swansboro?
Oh, older than we are.
I'm going to move my seat.
All right, you're gonna move your seat.
I'm going to move.
Okay, you're gonna leave.
No, I'm making room for these ladies.
Uh-huh. So we've got a couple of ladies here. And I know their profession. So when they sit down here, if I can I describe my ailments to them and maybe get a diagnosis and get a little assistance here this morning? That's really what I need. I need somebody to help me out this morning. Lee, can I do that with these ladies?
Sure. Sure. It was just a phone.
Somebody dropped the contact lens. That was a big contact lens, wasn't it?
All right. Let me get her headset.
Okay. Now, are you all situated?
Just about. Wait a minute. Let me.
Put your ears on.
Okay, and then I'll
Are you
introduce
good?
them. Then I'll fix her headset. Okay, we have some ladies here from the Eastern North Carolina. Wait a minute, I'll tell you. Eastern North Carolina Nurses Honor Guard. Wow. And I'm sorry, your name?
Tracy Sobiesinski.
Okay, I thought you were Tracy. And your name?
Patricia Hamilton.
Patricia Hamilton. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
And I think these are good to go.
That means now you can hear me. You have no excuses for not being able to hear me. Like my wife says, I can't hear you
I
now.
can't hear you.
All right.
Ladies, welcome aboard. I'm
Thank
Rayford,
you.
by the way.
I'm
That's Lee.
And I'm Lee, of course.
nice to meet you.
Oh,
And-
nice to meet you.
And the mascot,
I was hoping you'd wear your capes in.
the security force over there is named Shockwave.
Okay.
I
very
kept
good.
telling Rayford, I said, these ladies wear capes. He goes, what kind of
Do
capes?
you wear capes?
That's super women.
Well, it is high school football season.
Yes.
Okay, and these guys out there on the field with all these stripes that look like convicts,
Mhm.
the referees.
Yes.
They've got little small capes. They're yellow ones.
Uh-huh.
They keep throwing down,
Yes,
right?
They do.
Oh, yes.
Lee, what do I do with those little yellow capes when they
Let's
walk
just
by
say
me?
when the refs come by, we have to try to contain Rayford.
I've stolen a couple of them from them. So if you had a red cape on me, it would go well with my red collection. I like
There
red.
you go.
And my headphones are messed up. Anyway, so your organization pays tribute at the funerals of nurses to honor their years of nursing service. And you've got during the Nightingale tribute, which is about 5 to 7 minutes, you recite the nurses' pledge, that the same pledge that you recite at your graduation
Correct.
ceremonies. And you pay tribute and give them a final call. You light a Florence Nightingale lamp, and at the end, give the lamp to the family. And you also honor nurses that are in hospice,
Correct.
that are, on hospice care. So tell us about your organization and how it all started.
Well, it all started in 2017. Our founder, Tabitha Hall, she saw a video about Nurse Honor Guard and felt like we needed to have it here in
Mhm.
Eastern North Carolina.
I like it.
She worked with ECU Health at the time to coordinate it. They had 4 nurses who started it in 2017, had their first service in
Wow.
March of 2018.
So if you know of someone that has passed and then they, a former nurse, what do you get together and you go to that funeral, you arrange to go to that funeral and you provide a service to honor them.
A call to duty is sent out on our communication app, and all the nurses that serve are volunteers, and they sign up to go to this
It's
tribute.
nice. Now you're through Eastern North Carolina. What are some of the counties?
Oh, goodness. We serve, Wayne, I think, is as far west as we go. Is that right?
Wayne, yes,
Wayne. And we are all the way to the Virginia border,
yes.
all the way to the coast, and Onslow's is farther south that we go.
Edcombe,
Yes.
Halifax, Northampton, Hartford,
That's a lot of counties.
It's a lot of
Bernie,
counties.
Martin, Beaufort, Washington. Yes, you do.
That's almost like the third
That is
congressional district.
I was just going to say, that used to be the third congressional district. I knew that one well. Presently you have 92 active members and 11 board members.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
That's a lot of people.
It is a lot of
Yes.
people.
To corral.
Now, where are you from, Tracy?
I live in Richlands.
And where do you
I
live?
live in Pikeville.
Pikeville.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Did you drive from Pikeville down here this morning?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I'm
you didn't get lost, did you?
I have to admit, I got lost right here.
That's not
Probably
bad.
about a mile from here.
That's not
Right,
bad.
right.
But I did. It was a beautiful drive down.
Yeah.
So
Well, good for
no
you. Now, how
problem.
far is Pikeville from here?
80 miles.
Wow.
Bless you for coming in. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming
thank
in
you.
this
It's
morning.
worthwhile. It's worthwhile.
Well, Tracy, are you currently you're currently a nurse? Where do you work?
I retired in September.
Oh, you
almost
retired?
almost a year ago.
Retired?
She retired.
She
There's
looks
no
kind of young to be
way.
retired, doesn't she?
Would you retire at 35?
No, I did retire early, but after 31 years of nursing. So
Oh, gee.
Wow.
yeah.
It's time to move on further.
So,
Thank you for your service.
Yes,
I've
thank you
known
for
a
what
lot of
you do.
nurses, and unfortunately, I've had to have them take care of me a few times.
we talked about nurses this morning.
We talked a lot about nurses,
Very good
and-
stuff.
And even when you're in the hospital, doctors are great.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
But I see one doctor and 28 nurses.
Exactly.
Is a normal procedure. Is that about right?
That is about
That's a good
right.
average. And the nurses, when I was there for one of those quadruple thingamabobbers, at midnight, at 1 o'clock, I'm still awake, or I wake up because that's the way I am, and the nurse comes in. And I said, I'm still hungry. I'll be right back. What kind of ice cream do you want? I'm getting ice cream at that time of morning.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yes.
So my nurse has always took good care of me.
I'm glad to hear that.
I've never, ever had one of those experiences. I call them self-induced experiences because you did something wrong if the nurse gets mad at you, right? Somebody has done something wrong if the nurses aren't treating you like you think you should be treated.
And usually it's a lot of something wrong.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So I'm reading that your first service was held in March 2018. And since you've started this organization, you have attended 262 services and 46 year to date in 2026.
Since I sent you those numbers, we've now attended 51 this year.
Wow.
Wow. So what exactly do
amazing.
you do at that service? Walk us through what you do.
So we come together. We might have 2 people attend. We might have 7 or 8. So it varies depending on who's available to attend. And we are dressed in our full white uniform, white nurse's cape, nurse's cap and a blue cape. And we will go up in front of the funeral and we do the nurse's prayer. We do the nurse's pledge, which again is what we recite when we graduate from nursing school. We do a poem that is really beautiful. And then we do the final call to duty.
Wow.
And again, we light the Florence Nightingale lamp at the beginning and we give it to the family at the end of the service after we blow out the candle.
That is awesome. You know, you hear about honor guards for
Yes, I know.
military.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
hear
See
about
that a
honor
lot.
guards for different things. I've never heard of one for a nurse. I think that's pretty awesome. Nurses are angels.
I know that. I know that.
What would we do
Right.
without them?
I retired nurse that used to live across the street here. She died before she moved here, and she'd been here since the late 50s. So,
Yeah.
I mean, she retired out of Ben
Yes.
Hanover, which was James Walker at that time. But the work that she did and the stories, of course, she was real good friends with the family. So you get a splinter, she comes running. That's just the way it was. Didn't matter. I think
Yeah.
she had binoculars watching, but so she took care of the neighborhood.
That's what we do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was saying we still have a lot of people that we encounter that do not know of this free service that we provide to the families. And so we're appreciative of opportunities like this to be able to tell people about what we do.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, I saw the Daily News had an article not long ago.
Yep.
Unfortunately, not all of us can get on there and read it, but we were more than happy to have you come in and visit us today.
Love it.
Yes.
Love what you do. That our last call And law enforcement, I'm familiar with it because I was, and then military. Been to a lot of those. I've never been to a funeral for a nurse except for my neighbor, and that was some years ago.
Mhm.
So before you guys existed around here.
Right.
But that's remarkable.
And talking about the military, we also have done several services with the military. So if you've got a nurse who
Mhm.
was also in the military, we
Yes.
will work with the military honors.
Right.
Wow.
And that's pretty powerful.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's beautiful. It gives me chills to think of it.
Now, I think I read where the ECU Health Medical Center helped you with starting this.
Correct.
Right.
So we are now, we just got our nonprofit status. So we're really excited about
good.
that. And so ECU Health is still one of our sponsors, but we are hoping we'll have the other hospitals join us as sponsors as well.
That's nice. You know, I think I'm looking at your lamp. It looks sort of like an Aladdin's lamp
Yes.
with a candle on it, and I take it the candle's probably battery operated, whatever.
We do have
Debbie?
some that are battery operated, but
Yes.
usually it's split with the,
beautiful.
It's a real flame.
right,
It's a real flame.
It's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Doing the service.
Absolutely. And to request a service, I put all your information on both our sites today for those listening, and we'll also post it later on our web
Thank you.
services as a regular story. But it's very easy to do to request that and to become a member. What does somebody have to do to become a member? Like a former nurse, retired nurse, or maybe an active
Mhm.
nurse.
What we have is we have a website. It has contact information for Tabitha Hall,
Okay.
and you go through there. We have a onboarding coordinator, Christine Smith, and they will give you all the details of how to become part of this wonderful organization.
Very good, very good. And how many active members do you have right now?
right now we have around 90, just right over 90.
Right. That's a lot of traveling you're doing too.
Yeah.
We do a lot of traveling.
Yes, we do.
But it's something that you do because it's in your heart. So
And let me just say this too, to be an active member, the nurse only has to do 2 services and 2 meetings a year. So it's not a huge commitment.
Mhm.
So if you're working full time,
right.
it's still very doable to be a part of this organization.
All right.
Do you get to know, obviously you get a little notice that somebody has passed and that they would request your service. Do you do a little background? What you know, a lot of ministers will get as much information as possible in situations like that. Do you do the same thing?
When I talk to the family, I'll usually ask them to tell me about them and their
Okay.
nurse and what they did, and
Mhm.
just because they love to tell their stories about their family
Of
member
course.
and talk about them and the work they did. And we want them to know that we are honoring their service as a nurse and how important it is.
What was the most unusual service over these years that you've done that you can think of? A really unique individual, somebody who is really comes to your mind as soon as you start thinking about all the services that you've been to.
Well, I know the one that comes to me is my very first service that I did
Okay.
because I worked with her.
Oh,
And I was her nurse manager when she retired, and we had a very special relationship anyway,
okay.
and had
Well,
stayed
you
in
knew her.
contact after she had retired. And so to be able to do her service as my very first one was very special.
Mhm.
We have a listener who just commented that his daughter Andrea is a member of the NHG.
Oh, no,
yes.
Andrea.
Yes. There you go, Richard. There you go.
Small world.
Yes, small world.
Because I had never heard of it
I have
until
not
this.
either.
When's the last? I mean, have you had any recent funerals at Onslow?
Yes, we've had some this year. We've had several this year.
Wow, that is awesome.
It is great.
I think
Great to be remembered after the
Yes.
your tour of duty is over.
And like I believe that nurses are angels, and you both have had a long nursing career. And tell us some of the things about being a nurse that you encounter. I mean, it's a lot of hours, a lot of work, a lot of compassion,
A lot of sadness
a
too.
lot of sadness. Yes.
But there's also joy with it when you see the impact that you have made with that family. When you make that connection and build that rapport with them, and they look for you, and they can lighten up when they see you. And so it feeds you and it feeds them.
Right.
So,
I know when my dad passed away, you know, of course we had hospice come in, but my sister and I did most all that ourselves. But still, they were there and they were available. And I remember at his service seeing them, and that meant a lot.
it's a completion to be able to go even before the honor guard, to be able to go to that person that you made that connection with.
Right.
And it's kind of like it's a completed circle.
Yes.
Completed.
A closing. That
Yes.
is awesome.
Kudos to all of you.
Oh,
Thank you for what you're doing. I know there've been obviously, how many this year funerals that you guys have done?
51.
51 this year alone.
Wow.
There are 51 families. and
Yes.
those are extended families, all sorts. Do appreciate it.
Thank you.
So,
It's our honor.
Yes,
we
it is.
we truly love what we do, and it is our honor to be able to serve them.
Well, let me go back now. You just got your 501(c)(3). What are some of the ways that people can contribute to your organization that would like to donate?
Again, the ENC Nurse Honor Guard email address. They can contact Tabitha about ways to donate. We are a volunteer organization. We have nurses who are buying their own uniforms, the capes, the caps. We buy the lamps that we give to the family. So anything that can keep that whole process going is very much appreciated.
Do you do any fundraisers?
We have not done any fundraisers yet. No,
Is ECU Health helping?
they do. They have
Very
help
good.
support.
Great to contribute.
Very
Yes.
we knew a congressman up that way.
good. Yeah, we do. He's an ECU doctor. No one will.
And you're going to see him Saturday night.
I'll see him Saturday night.
And you got your notebook going?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying out loud
What
here.
up with this? Yes. What up with this?
So
Yes.
we have our ways of dealing with you.
We appreciate it.
Yes. Anything at all. I mean, this is a great organization. I like it. It's I've never heard of it before
I haven't
until
either.
now. I think it's wonderful because nurses give so much to us when we need it. We were discussing earlier. You go to a doctor's
Absolutely.
appointment. You go into the office.
First person I see?
First person you see, a nurse. A nurse is taking your blood pressure. A nurse is asking you all the
No.
questions.
She's weighing me first.
Yeah.
Got to get that done.
That's
Yes.
what we're fighting,
Very important.
Yes.
because it's lying.
You go into the hospital. Who do you see first? Your nurses.
Yes.
If you're in a room and you're admitted, who do you see? Every hour.
Yes.
Nurses.
I had them surrounding a stretcher on one occasion
Yes.
as I was led into the place. 2 occasions.
You take a life
Maybe 3
flight.
occasions.
They were taking you seriously.
I was
Right.
surrounded by nurses.
Yes. I
How you
mean,
feeling? How you feeling? I don't know.
not only do we rely on nurses, our doctors rely on nurses
Absolutely.
because the nurses are the one that do the
Yeah,
job.
don't make
Let's
the
just put
nurses
it out
mad.
there.
Don't.
I've
I'm
never met a
to the
mean nurse.
doctors. To the doctors.
I have never met a mean nurse. Never, ever. Rayford, you're just hard to deal with.
It wasn't for me. It was for a guy that I was in there for because he was not a nice person.
Oh, well, that's different. When you take him in handcuffs.
Well, he
Rayford.
wasn't in handcuffs. He was on a stretcher, breathing like a stuck
Yeah.
pig. And he started fighting the nurses.
Oh, wow.
He jumped to a plate glass window to try
Oh,
to get away
goodness.
from somebody who was after him.
I hope you ended up being okay.
Now, are you retired too?
Yes, I retired in 2019.
20. You ladies look too young to be retired. How many years of nursing did you put in?
Over 35.
Wow. And where did you get your degree?
From Wilson Community.
Wilson. I go to Wilson a lot.
Yes.
And where did you get yours?
UNCW.
UNCW.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
He was probably there when I was working in Wilmington.
Oh, really?
I was the news director at WECT.
Oh, okay. Very good. Yeah, I graduated in 94.
94.
I was
My
there.
goodness gracious.
I was there. 94. Actually, 94. I was doing commercial photography there. But,
Okay.
I got back at the WECT. Did you work down in New Hampshire at the hospital?
I did not. No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, we didn't come across each other then.
No.
Did you work here in Onslow?
I did work at Onslow.
Onslow.
Yeah, I worked at Onslow Memorial Hospital for 19 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
What floor did you work on? Probably all of them.
I started as a nurse manager for labor and delivery and postpartum, and
I wasn't
then
there.
the last 14 years I was there as the director of education.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Well, it makes
Very
us
good.
come a long way.
Yes, they have.
Actually, I did some work over at the old hospital before this one was built.
Mhm.
And then I was at the groundbreaking and at the opening of this hospital.
Okay. Very good.
And I've been a patient there once or
I
twice.
watched security in there when they were building it. We had to be there every night. There was big, fat rats running through it.
Oh,
Oh, goodness.
This is before they had doors.
Two-legged,
They
two-legged,
came in, they came out.
two-legged or four-legged.
And it was spooky there at nighttime when it got dark. Spooky. But anyway, so anything else you would like to add? Put some heartfelt words out there.
We will welcome anyone, a nurse that wants to join us. We still need volunteers. We still have a lot of area to cover. And we just want to welcome them in to help us. I mean, it is such a rewarding experience to be able to
That
do
word
this.
is a good one. I was thinking it's got to be rewarding.
Yes, it is.
It is.
And so I think, if you have, nurses have the heart for mission anyhow.
Right.
And so this will complete it. And it just gives you a drive and a deeper understanding of what it means, the impact that the nurse made on that family.
Now, I know it's going to happen if it hasn't already happened. Have you lost any of your members that you've gone to their funerals?
Yes, we have. We've lost one.
Wow.
Well attended, right?
Yes.
Yes.
My goodness. Do you do anyone other than nurses? Have you ever been asked to do one for a physician?
We only do nurses.
Only
That's-
do
that's good.
nurses.
Good.
Okay.
And then I just want to say back to the living tributes, that's something that I think is very, very special.
Yes.
If you have a nurse who is on hospice or end of life, and it's just a great way to celebrate their nursing journey with the family. And what they get is a blanket with our patch on it. They get a handkerchief with a white rose and a pin. And then they also get a certificate making them an honorary member of the Eastern North Carolina Nurse Honor Guard. So
Nice,
that
nice.
is something that we really want to get the word out
Right.
about as well. Just to let people know, if you've got a family member, please contact us. We would love to come do a living tribute for them.
So if they're in hospice,
Right. That's what I was going to ask. Yes, you still there.
Yes.
all right,
Right.
you're posting all of this stuff on
Got
our
everything.
Facebook page.
I've been loading it up.
All the
I started
information.
before they came in.
All the information is there, folks.
Yes.
So do that and do
We'll do a story later and put it on the page on
Absolutely.
an individual post.
Thank you.
This is very, very important. And I do thank the Jacksonville Daily News for doing the story.
Yes,
Also, they're
we do
an
too.
awesome paper. And
Let's make sure we share ours with
Yes.
their website.
yes, and
Thank
we'll
you.
share that story also
So
too,
thank
so
you.
people can see it.
All the people can have an opportunity
Yes.
to see you guys because it
Right.
stays up on our website on our Facebook page for
And yes.
30 days, whatever it is.
Oh, always forever. Now the video's 30 days, but you can always go back to YouTube also. That's in there indefinitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll do a story and get it up on our Facebook page.
Thank you so
And we'll
much.
tag the Daily News' story also, so
And
because that was a great story.
Periodically, when you've got something you want to share, you've got a number.
Absolutely.
Right. Yes, and you're
We'd love
welcome at
to.
any time. And I'm going to be watching it. And if I know of a nurse that
Oh, yes.
I may, yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
that'd be great. How
I do.
awesome is that, though? When my father passed away, he was military.
Mhm.
So he had all these organizations that came out there.
Yes.
And I remember how proud I was
Mhm.
Yes.
of having all these different organizations out there honoring him and his service. Nurses are so important in our lives, and to have an organization to honor them like that is really, it's really awesome.
I went to a service not too long ago, and it was a graveside service, and it just touched my heart so much. We were standing there, and the husband, he just was looking at us, and then all of a sudden he just said, "My wife was just so proud to be a nurse."
Oh, wow.
See.
I was in tears.
Oh, you'll make me tear up because he knows I'll cry at everything. But that is awesome.
Now, for you folks out there, there are male nurses. There are
Yes,
female
absolutely.
nurses. So
Yes.
don't forget the male folks out
Absolutely.
there.
That's
sure.
right.
I knew some male nurses.
So I've had
a
some
good
good
friend.
dealings with them.
There's one at Onslow
Mhm.
who I love dearly. He's such a great guy.
Are you still single? Is he single by any chance? I mean,
He has a partner, Avery.
okay, I'm just
He's a very
checking.
good friend of mine.
So I'm just checking with you. Well, I know you're always on the lookout.
No, that's not true. I don't mind having a male nurse at the hospital.
I don't mind one bit.
See what I put up with. She got lost driving back from Duplin County.
I was just cruising along, missed my turn. That's not even a
And she
story
got
anymore.
28 miles out of the way, just looking at
Tam, there you go. But I knew where it was at. It was cool. But anyway, thank you, ladies, so much for what you do. And we'll
We do
put a
appreciate it.
Thank
we
you
do
so
appreciate
much
it.
for
We're so
having us.
glad you came from Pikesville.
I'm trying
She
to.
taking
I'm
you
trying
out
to-
for breakfast after this?
We're going out to breakfast.
I'm
Yes.
trying to picture.
Very good.
I will. Where?
Outside Goldsboro.
Okay.
Yes, I've been through there recently.
Goldsboro, Fremont, Black Creek, Pikeville, we're right there
Yes.
together.
Okay.
Have a big meat market out there in Nahunta.
Oh,
It's in Pikeville.
There's a
Yes.
meat
Okay.
market in what?
Nahunta is the name of
La Junta.
Nah,
Oh,
Nahunta.
whoa. Hold on. Is that the one that really picks some sausage that
Yes,
are
sir.
hotter than blazes?
It can be.
I know it. I know. Well,
Yeah,
I
you
know
sound
it.
like you have extensive knowledge about this.
I've got tears already showing up.
Well, next time I go to Goldsboro,
No.
remind me. I'll go that way.
I don't need the hot stuff again.
They have a mild version.
Hey, I'd be
I know.
calling a nurse.
I use the fire extinguisher.
Really?
Okay, but they do some special stuff.
Really? I was hoping you ladies would wear your capes.
Aw.
I wanted to see.
They're very warm in the summertime.
Yes, they are.
Oh, they're heavy.
They are heavy.
Yeah.
But they're a blessing in the wintertime.
They are.
They become cloaks in the wintertime.
When you graduate nursing school, do you wear a cape then?
No.
But do you wear the hat?
Not anymore.
No.
Not
I
anymore,
don't see
really.
that anymore.
Mm-mm.
No, they don't.
Wow.
They use a hat for the pinning ceremony.
Right.
But
Okay.
that's it. But when we graduated, we had hats.
Yeah.
But you had hats, you had to wear the dress, the
Yes.
stockings, the white
Only
shoes.
white. Only
Wow.
white. You could have blue or gray sweater if you had to.
Right.
But that was it.
I always,
come a long
I always
ways.
thought about nurses. Everything's all white there, and you deal with blood. I'm like,
Yes.
come on.
Exactly.
I can't eat spaghetti without getting it on me. How'd you? Don't think about it.
Oh, it was very
practical.
practical.
You got a white shirt on, light color shirt on. I eat spaghetti. Yes, girl, I'm going to get it on me. So
Of
you deal with
course.
blood. I'd have it all over.
All
me.
over the place.
Oh, yes. Wow.
That's why cops don't wear white uniforms.
True. And nurses shouldn't either.
Do agree with that. Well, it
Okay.
has been a pleasure.
Yes, ladies. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
us.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. And it's a pleasure meeting you.
Same
Thank
here.
you.
Miss
Same
Pikesville
here.
and you.
Thank
She's a
you.
local-
That's
she's a
fine at
local
breakfast.
lady.
Don't eat the lettuce.
I won't.
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme's always safe.
That's her idea. She's
I
gonna
say
quit
that
buying-
every 10 minutes.
She's not going to the grocery store anymore. She's going to the
Krispy
donut
Kreme.
shop.
There you go.
Way too much recalls.
I know there's been so many.
I have to agree with you, though. That's the problem.
Yes, a lot of recalls. Now it's jalapenos.
I saw that.
But I
What
don't
in
eat
the
those
world?
anyway. But those people that like to go to Taco Bell. I'm just saying no, Taco Bell, I apologize.
Well, it's not the only one. There's a
jalapenos.
whole list of them. You buy
Yeah,
this
there's
stuff from
a
other
whole
places. It's not
Oh, yeah.
because of them. They get their stuff
Right,
from other
right,
places.
right. Well, Taylor
Distributors.
Farms, which is out west, they've had a lot of recall.
Yes.
Huh? Sticking to the breads.
My sister's changing her last name.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you,
All right.
ladies.
Thank you so
Have a
much,
good
ladies.
one.
Have a good day.
coming
You
in.
too.
Absolutely
That
awesome.
is an amazing organization. I'm just
Amazing, yes.
pleased this bunch to have them in here. It's cool. It's cool that there are folks like that wanting to share what they,
Well, it takes very giving
It
people.
does.
Good souls.
This is not just,
Changing over.
well, nurses by and large are that way.
Angels.
That's the way they fly, you know?
Right.
It's the way they operate. So we appreciate it. I do. And if you've ever been in need of having nursing care of some sort or another in a hospital, in your doctor's office, like you say, we said it earlier, the first person you're going to see is somebody going to be weighing you.
Sorry.
What in the world did you just throw?
I laid it down heavily.
Oh, that was not weighing it down. That was choking it.
Oh, well, my chair was moving at the same time. I thought I was going to hit the floor and need a nurse.
I could grab a couple of them out there real fast.
Well, I'm going to tell you what special ladies.
At my other house, I was had a ladder up against a tree. It
Right.
needed trimming.
Oh, no.
I did. I just a ladder up. No, I didn't put it
Scared.
on against a limb. I put it against a tree. And I
Right.
get up there with a chainsaw. I had a decent sized chainsaw to cut off this big limb,
Right.
and it went.
Uh-oh.
I thought it was going all the way through it, but it didn't quite go all the way through it. Instead, it caught
Jammed?
down at one
Uh-huh.
end of it as it started to come down, and I'm like, this is going to be bad. And as it was coming down, it was headed for me and the ladder.
Did you jump?
Oh no! It helped me. I threw the chainsaw while I was in midair.
That's the thing to do. Throw
Chainsaw
it.
was
Yep.
running. I
Yep.
said, "It'll either live or die. I don't care."
Do it.
And I threw it, and I fell down some distance from it, and then I hit the ground really
Mhm.
hard. I get up, couldn't stand up. Tried, but my foot was in pretty bad, lots of pain. So I crawled to the door, which wasn't very far. And I managed to open the door, crawl in, got on the couch. Robbie, my wife, was out back, so she didn't know any of this stuff. And two people stopped at that intersection of Doris and Henderson. It's a busy intersection. And two people, one a female, one a male. They come through the front door. They come right through the door I just crawled in through. And I'm like, oh, can I help you? She said, I'm a nurse over at Onslow. And the other guy says, I'm a corpsman. I said, you've got to be kidding.
Wow. Wow. Well, let
I
me
got
tell
good
you.
care.
Let me tell you, nurses are special.
They are.
And if you've ever been in the hospital, well, I know you have.
Yeah.
Did you not kind of smile as they walked through the door?
Absolutely, because they were always like,
They were coming to give you attention.
and even a lot of people complain. We come through all night long checking. I'm glad. I'm
Right.
happy for the company. They know I'm still here, and they know I'm still alive. And let's keep it coming. I don't care. It's all right. I know some people would like to have the rest. You can sleep sometime or another. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Take short naps. It works. So I don't care. They're coming in, they're doing their job. And you got to remember, they got their 8, 10, or 12-hour shifts, whatever they work.
Right.
And they may have just come on duty, and they got to do this all night long.
I know. And how many patients assigned to them per
bunch.
floor? A bunch.
A bunch.
And so they
So, kudos to each and every one of them.
right. Yes, kudos. And for what they do.
Yeah.
And we appreciate all of you.
I did do a lot of things here in Jacksonville way back when with the doctor. He did not have nurses.
What did you do?
It was Dr. Gable. He didn't need nurses.
Dr. Gable comes after the last breath.
During autopsy, so he didn't need nurses to help there. Okay, so
Well,
just a little gallows humor, folks.
I just came up with this story I came across now. Rayford,
What's that?
you travel I-95 some?
Not
Here and there.
lately, but I have.
Well, they had a late night
Speed limit's
pop-up
95 on
car.
there, right?
Well, they had a late night pop-up car meet and intersection takeover, which is not good.
Oh, you've got
It's
to be
becoming
kidding. On an
a
interstate?
growing crisis. Well, what happened was this
Jimmy, I
incident.
need you.
This unfolded on the 10th, which was Monday. Interstate 95 in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Pawtucket. That's the first problem. Troopers had reportedly been receiving calls regarding a large number meetup migrating through surrounding cities before the caravan hit the notorious S curves on the highway. The
Wow.
reckless driving culminated in an early morning rollover crash in the S curves, followed by an all-out brawl in the middle of I-95. All right, people started fighting. It was a local brawl. It was a brawl.
I would just stop and take pictures.
I-95.
It would be funny to me. Well, y'all go for it. Don't
Witnesses said it had to be over 50 people, and this came after a rollover crash. I guess somebody got mad at somebody.
How were the people in the crash? Do they know yet? Have they gotten to it yet?
Cell phone footage eventually obtained by the news station captured the severity of the situation, showing dozens of people crowding onto 95 South.
Idiots.
Some of the people throwing punches.
Dummies.
The violent fracas on the highway sent several individuals to the hospital, some with serious injuries. I mean,
good. Y'all deserve it.
Why? Why? Talk about road rage. Oh my gosh. But you're talking about takeover on the streets and stuff. There's a lot of places where teens are doing it.
Blaming the teenagers.
I was
again. There you go.
Watching in Mecklenburg County.
You've gotten old. You're blaming all the teenagers.
Where the police chief, Charlotte, is wanting to implement a law 17 and under have a 9 p.m. curfew.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that.
Unless you're working.
Or you're at a function and you have somebody with you. Right.
A party.
Right. Like a school ball game or something.
Yes.
And I think there is things they would have to work out as far as that. Like maybe you have to have someone 18 or older with you, or a parent or whatever. I don't know. I'm sure that is something that they will take in consideration. But let me tell you what, there was people protesting that idea because you know why? Well, it might add to a 17-year-old or younger's criminal record if they got arrested for violating the curfew or out doing what they're not supposed to be doing.
Then don't get arrested.
I'm like,
violate the law.
And it's a violation of their rights. And I'm like, are you serious? If they're part of the problem out there, keep them home.
I'm going to be the other side here for just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And while with my coming from where I came, these days, I would really love that to occur. That would reduce the amount of problems for law enforcement and for other people. But I'm not sure that it isn't. Is that the way you want your kids to grow up without being able to, just being told they cannot? We used to refer to Emerald Isle when you first crossed the bridge. It had a big old sign there before it was really grown up like Emerald Isle had. And it said, "Welcome to Emerald Isle. Do not," and then it had a whole list of things. Do not build a fire on the beach. Do not drive on the beach. Do not. We call it the city of do not. And then, so why? That's kind of like, welcome to Charlotte. Now lock your teenagers up.
Well, I will tell you that in Charlotte, any 17-year-old or younger that has a provisional license, they can't drive after 9 o'clock anyway. But this is not what this local curfew that they're considering is talking about. They're talking about minors out in public spaces because they've had issues recently with takeovers, street takeovers, etc. And so
there is a law in North Carolina. It's called unlawful assembly.
Right.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chief of Police, check your general statutes under Chapter 14 under unlawful assembly. It can be declared by any police officer, this is an unlawful assembly, disperse.
Well, I understand that, but I think this is just trying to keep them off the streets altogether because they're considering a 9 p.m. curfew for all minors under 18 to address public safety concerns like youth crime and large gatherings. But like I said, opponents of this are like, well, you just adding to a person's record if they're out there after 9 o'clock and they get arrested.
I'm not so concerned about that. First of all, the public record is not really going to exist when they're a minor under 17. You understand that? That public record is not available.
Right. I understand that.
And there can be some some stipulations in there. At age 19, that record disappears.
Well,
even from the
they're saying also that it adds to that individual's distrust of the police.
That is true. But why do something? I'm in favor of preventative police work. Yes, prevent crimes. If they're just there gathering, you've got a group of 10 people they're gathering, and that's pretty much all. But when they start amassing as a group of people, larger group of people, and then that's when the problem begins. Then, unfortunately, police have to respond to problems. I can see both sides of it. The one side, the Gestapo side of me.
Right. Well, have you seen anything of these takeovers on the streets?
But
there's a lot of videos out there.
Assembly,
yes.
And if you get there, if the police are alerted and they arrive in time, in mass, don't go there by yourself, in mass, then you can stop the problem before it gets out of hand. Because you can declare this is an unlawful assembly, disperse now. Those of you who do not, put your hands behind your back, you're going with us. Call the paddy wagon. Anybody have a paddy wagon anymore?
Well, I can understand them trying to prevent a lot of this by implementing this. We'll see how it goes.
Well, we could do the same
thing. But you're talking about
adults.
Uptown. You're talking about Charlotte.
For adults, just keep all adults home. Okay, parents of a 17-year-old or younger, you cannot leave home. You got to stay there with your kids.
We'll just have to see how it all pans out. Yeah. You know, they've had a lot of problems in Charlotte right now, and this is what they're considering it. But
I just have problems, new laws on top of old laws. We've got plenty of laws on the books. Enforce what we've got there, and I'll guarantee you can.
Well, if that was the case, then I imagine they would.
No, they haven't.
You keep twisting that thing.
They haven't. It just makes you nervous, doesn't it?
Because I know when Peter comes in and he twists this thing all to pieces, and it takes me forever to get it straight.
Well, mine I'm just wrapping up in a nice clean coil like a snake.
Have you ever heard of the Mirror US? It's a independent news agency, which I don't believe any of it. They posted here about Marco Rubio thought he found a dead body on Air Force One and didn't help for 90 minutes. Now, just the headlines alone does not make any sense. They said State Secretary Marco Rubio described the time he thought someone had died aboard Air Force One only to stand over the supposed corpse until it woke up 90 minutes later.
And he was the only one aboard Air Force One?
Rubio recalled the episode.
You do know that the president travels with a doctor.
Since they were returning from a trip to China, spent 90 minutes debating their next move.
You do know
the secretary declined to identify the individual who was reportedly sound asleep in one of the aircraft's conference room. Now, he says, we spent 90 minutes sort of debating, should we make the move? Should I call the doctor? Should we deal with this? Because it's embarrassing if you wake them up. If you thought the person was dead, aren't you going to go check on them?
I'm going to check the pulse if I think they're dead.
Some of these news stories, that's not what we tell you.
That's not a news story.
Don't believe everything that you read.
That is what they call Bravo Sierra, y'all, bologna sandwiches.
Yeah.
A former New Jersey mayor who previously pleaded guilty in a DUI case involving her child is facing new charges alongside her husband. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Prosecutors say false signatures appeared on her nominating petition for a Democratic primary race for mayor.
Was it a writer?
La Placa, the former mayor of Lumberton Township, that's in New Jersey, not in North Carolina, who remains a member of the township committee, was charged with making a false statement under oath. That's lying. Knowingly filing a false petition, tampering with public records, and falsifying or tampering with records. This is according to the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office. La Placa's husband, Jason Carty, was also charged with knowingly filing a false petition, tampering with public records, and falsifying or tampering with records.
That would wake Steve up.
Oh, my. What a mess that's going on. The petition submitted by Carty to the Lumberton Township Municipal Clerk for the primary election included an affidavit signed by La Placa saying she personally circulated the petition and that such petition was signed by each of the signers thereof in his or her own handwriting. That was a lie. and she got caught, and she has been arrested again. And wow. Who do we have?
We have Steve.
Steve, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Hope y'all are too.
Well, it's Monday again, so I'm doing hunky-dory. 4 more days until Friday.
That's my third Monday this week.
That's about it. It actually started that way with me. This week started bad with computer. God.
Yes, if it's not computer, it's a radio with you. It follows you.
Radios are fine.
Telephones.
Telephones are different story. They're computers.
I was walking the dog around the park, so I may have been a little behind on the show this morning as I was cutting in and out. But the last thing I heard y'all talking about was the curfew in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Right.
The request by the police chief for a curfew for 17 and under. Lock them up. Put them in jail.
My first knee-jerk reaction is I don't really like to punish the many for the sins of the few.
That's one.
And then, of course, there's a whole lot of questions that pop in my head. I'm a very inquisitive person. My dad always told me I'd argue with a stop sign. But what if a 17-year-old is with an 18-year-old?
That's an exception.
Well, that's what I said. They haven't. I'm sorry. This is just something that they're discussing right now, and they really haven't gone into detail and all the exceptions yet.
Maybe hadn't thought it through.
Right.
That's the other part.
And 9 o'clock seems like extremely early, and when it don't get dark till 9 in the summertime. We used to be able to stay out till the street lights were on when I was 10 years old. And
you can't do that now? Your wife won't let you?
It sounds like they're trying to curb that. But like I say, it sounds like they ain't really thought it through, but I've never really liked it when society imposes, restrictions on the many because of the sins of the few.
Here's the situation. Coming from the land of curfews, they're almost never used. There are times you use them. One of them is going to be during state of emergencies. Duh.
Right.
You don't want people out creating more problems for emergency personnel, emergency crews, yada, yada, yada. So during a state of emergency, yes, the mayor, the county commission chairman, the county manager, the chief of police even, and under certain conditions, can declare a state of emergency and a curfew at the same time. They can do that. And they should do it. That's for the safety, not for the trying to control a few. That's for the safety of individuals out there, both the people who are having to work it, and for you idiots yourself who want to get out there and drive around in a hurricane. Little things like that. Okay, but that's a curfew. That's emergency conditions. There should not be anything such as a blanket curfew, my personal opinion, year round.
Well, like you say, that's an emergency situation. It's a temporary situation as well. It's not something somebody's implementing permanently, and it actually follows a lot stronger logic. If the power's out in a big community, that means all the
traffic lights are out,
security systems are all the lights are out, all the security systems are offline. There's no street lights. You can't see any activity after dark.
Yep.
So the only reason somebody would be in messing around in a situation like that, you would assume would be for nefarious reasons.
Well, it's not just for law enforcement. It is for public safety. Law enforcement is public safety, but primarily curfews are for public safety. There can be times if there's rioting going on, they can declare a curfew. I understand that. Never been part of that one, but I can understand that. As in L.A., when they have riots, it's time to declare curfews. Wilmington used to have it.
Right.
On several
We've had
occasions.
it on some occasions here in the city of Jacksonville in the past.
For what purposes?
Where they put a curfew out. I think, I can't remember the specifics, but I can remember.
Severe weather.
I know, but there was a time or two other than that.
I don't remember.
I remember that. Sammy, you remember.
She's not talking to you, Steve. She didn't call you Sammy. She's talking to the mayor.
Oh, okay.
I had to clarify that.
I got you. But yeah, like I say, I think that's a poor way to handle it. The ones that are probably going to violate that rule anyway. So the only ones that's going to affect is the ones that do what they're told anyhow.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like most laws, to be honest with you.
Right. I feel the same way about a lot of gun restrictions.
Same thing.
It's kind of similar. Yeah. But yeah, I remember when I was younger, like around between 18 and 21 or so, going up to Greenville on the weekends, for partying downtown there by the college and stuff. And they had some issues around that time, and they put like 3 or 4 police officers on every corner.
Yeah, well, that's all right. That's what you
did. Changed it. It changed the whole atmosphere down there. I'm gonna tell you.
When you have a problem, that's what you got law enforcement for. Now, as I said, I don't like new laws. Generally speaking, across the board, we've got enough of them. If you don't believe it, pick up a statute or a copy of the general statutes. Don't look at it online because you got to get too specific. Just go to the library. Law libraries, they've got them available in the courthouses sometimes. Go in there and pick up a copy of the Chapter 14 General Statutes and start looking through all of the criminal laws. That's what the General Statute, all the criminal laws. You tell me if you can't find something to cover anything that anybody would ever do. It has been written and it's a law.
Currently, there's very few cities in North Carolina that implement this, but the North Carolina General Statutes, and that's 168-198, said a city may, by appropriate ordinance, impose a curfew on persons of any age less than 18.
Of course it can.
But there is extremely few cities in the state of North Carolina that actually do it. But the general statutes give you the right to do it if the city feels like they need to.
What happens if the city of Jacksonville decides, back in the 1970s, let me just give you an example, that in the downtown Jacksonville area, there would be no one under the age of 21 down there after 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. What would happen then to Jacksonville?
Well, you've got a lot of military that's under 21. That's right.
There would be only 3 Marines available to come out to downtown Jacksonville over 21 at that time. The drinking age was 18, by the way. And the beer flowed freely. What would Jacksonville have done? Live by what they could sell during the day? Absolutely.
Well, I'm not for curfews unless you say it's a weather emergency. But if it got to the point here in Jacksonville, you couldn't go out at nighttime because you had a bunch of unruly kids.
And you arrest them.
Rayford. But if it came to where it was continuously, and the city said, we're going to put a curfew on it for a while.
You still have to arrest them.
What's the problem with that?
You're still going to have to arrest them.
But you're going to have kids that it's not going to be as much.
Here's what
Rayford, be optimistic.
I am. I'm realistic.
No, you're not.
Here's what I say, guys. See how you think about this one. Is that laws are not a deterrent to crime. You can pass all the laws you want to pass.
That's right.
But the real deterrent,
you mean like murder?
Deterrent to crime, the real deterrent to crime is that the people know you will put the resources in place to make sure that law is enforced.
Enforceable.
That's the deterrent. Is that they know that they're going to get caught and they're going to get prosecuted for it.
Yep.
And if there's no presence there to catch them, that's really what spawns most crime. All the laws in the world ain't going to stop it. The person that's standing there enforcing that law.
So you're saying if we have a problem with kids, gangs going out every night and tying up the city streets and causing mayhem, that implementing a curfew is of no value whatsoever?
I would say that would be a fair statement. That sounds logically sound to me because they're just going to find a way to evade. They're not going to stop doing what they're doing because they are already lawbreakers.
You don't think it will curtail any of those kids?
The only thing it's going to do is take the kids who do what they're told and put them in the house at some point. And like I say, that passing that law, those gang members are going to laugh at that. and they're breaking way worse laws than that on a regular. I mean, that's like saying we're going to charge you with jaywalking if you don't stop gangbanging.
Well, under the First Amendment protects a right to peaceful assembly. But it does not protect against violent and threatening conduct that may endanger public safety. And I'm not saying that would happen here. I'm just saying that if it was continuously, and you've got to have every cop on duty out there trying to control it.
Yeah, you can call them for reinforcements.
Then why have curfews when we have severe weather, Rayford?
That's for public safety.
Well, public safety, you've got a group of kids out protesting and causing damage and hurting people.
Most people in times of an emergency such as hurricanes are going to stay home.
Oh, yeah.
There are going to be the idiots that will go out to the beach to watch the ocean as it comes in and washes them away.
I would do that, but I would love to go do that.
We call it population control.
I don't want to be washed away.
So anyway, there's it's tough to enforce if you have a group that has gathered. Now, I want you to understand, I don't like new laws because we got plenty of laws out there. If you've got a group that is assembled and they're causing a problem or is in the potential of building to a position that as a police officer or several police officers looking at it, we're getting ready to get out of hand here. Okay, folks, this is the bullhorn. I'm declaring this an unlawful assembly. Disperse, go home, separate, go somewhere else.
Oh, I'm all for that. I think that's where you need to start.
And that is a law that is already in existence and enforceable.
Right. Yeah, but the right to assemble or whatever, it's just it's not really that defined. Yeah, they can go out, but you've got 100 kids out there protesting. How many cops are you going to need to get out there and arrest them all? How many?
One Ed Brown.
And XY,
two of them.
May he rest in peace. Jerry Reed, may he rest in peace.
He can do that while he's asleep off duty.
But let me tell you, I mean, I think it would have to be extreme circumstances to enable a curfew. But I believe if that was
he wants to have it all the time.
Do what?
He wants it all the time.
Right.
Who?
The chief of police you're talking about.
No, she didn't say that. She said she wanted to implement a curfew. But I told you
she wants a law to be able to do that.
She wants a city can do a local ordinance according to North Carolina legislature.
But it's supposed to be a limited period of time.
He wants it. She wants it as a law.
They're in the beginning stage.
That's what she's saying.
They're in the beginning stages of discussion, and like I said earlier, I'm sure that they have to sit down and discuss if they're going to do it, and the ramifications, and then all the things like, well, do we do this for just blah blah blah, or do we do this? Or do we give them a warning first?
Well,
so it's in the beginning stages.
And I get that, but I come back to those who would trade liberty for security deserve neither. And, that's the one thing I think people have it's a hard pill to swallow, is that freedom is a vulnerability. If you live in a free country, you're going to be vulnerable to people who do bad things. There's a lot of things we can do to make it a safer society, but at the same time, it's also a less free society. So where do we draw the line? That's always been the question. We could turn it into a military state, and you could really eliminate a lot of crime.
Absolutely.
With people's personal rights to just go door to door and making sure they're not breaking the law.
Yeah, there's an amendment about that.
It'd be a much safer place, but it would not be free. So how do you at some point you've got to accept a certain amount of vulnerability to live in a free society.
More Shopes, where's that at?
Okay.
Just like with guns, that's the reason why everybody needs to be able to protect themselves, because there's nobody going to protect you but you when it comes down to it. Very rarely is there going to be a law enforcement there to intervene.
They are there
to. It's not their fault.
Unfortunately, they can try to prevent a lot of crimes, but they cannot prevent the majority of crimes. They just can investigate them.
I think it's over 90% of violent crime. They are a reactionary force.
Absolutely.
But by no fault of their own.
Yep.
By no fault of their own. That's just the way it works.
Yep.
You know?
Cannot arrest them for preventative purposes.
Right.
Hey, you look like you can be a killer. I'm going to place you under arrest. Turn around. Nah, it doesn't work.
Well, anyway, that was my thoughts for today.
Thank you. Go walk
the dog.
Thank you for your opinions.
Some fresh plants in.
I'm tearing all mine out this way. I'm done.
I got some that's tired, but they still got new plants, so I'm just going to put new plants back and see what I can do between now and then.
So done.
My wife stopped and bought a couple of plants. I'm not going to tell you where, cucumbers, and they, first of all, they looked awful when I got them. They haven't grown right, and the cucumbers are little round knobs.
I'm telling you, that's the way my pepper plants are doing.
They're going to come out too, and I'm going to plant my own cucumbers.
Done.
I was going to say I have seen them do that, and then once they get their roots start growing a little better, they'll turn back around.
It's been 5 weeks.
I'm done.
Yeah, that's a little long. I agree.
Okay, so
that's a little long. I'll be ready to snatch them out too. I've got some that are 5 weeks old. I'm pulling out, but I got some fresh ones from down here in Cedar Point.
Have you?
They're called Sweet Success, and they're like big 14-inch long cucumbers, about 2 inches in diameter. They're huge. I usually pick them early so the seeds don't develop.
Yeah, I would rather have
they're a little bit smaller than that. Yeah. But they had a pile of them down there, and they're pretty. They're only about 4 inches tall, so
Talk to me where.
They're growing very long.
Talk to me where.
It's at Red Ferns.
Okay, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is.
Oh, yeah, I like Red Ferns.
Yeah, right there by Wentbury Farms where they got the boat.
They used to be there on 24 in Jacksonville. Did you know that?
Right across the street from the new sports shop. You know you don't want to go in there like that.
No, I don't.
I went into Harbor Freight yesterday.
I need to keep my money.
It was so hard to leave.
All right, see you. See, take care.
Guys. Y'all have a blessed day.
See you. Bye. Okay, Dookie, we've come to the end of the show.
Yes,
Plus
we
5
have.
minutes, but it was well worth it.
Yes.
Those young ladies this morning, Dr. Rose this morning. Wow,
Yes.
that was great.
Yes, we had. It was all about nursing and doctors and illnesses and services
there's something
honoring.
I kind of halfway wanted to talk about because I think I will reserve it till tomorrow.
You know who we have tomorrow?
Uh-huh.
We have Judge Bob Roop.
I know.
I've known Bob for a long time, but Judge Sir. But he's going to be in with us, and we're gonna ask some questions.
Oh, Lord.
We want to know.
Hey, Judge, listen, Judge, this lady over here, she's got something she wants to talk to you about.
You're the one that started it.
She's the one that was complaining all the time about judges not doing their job.
He knows better. But look,
When I get through with him.
no, but we're curious as to why certain individuals, it appears that way, are continuously being arrested and continuously back out on the street again, why bails and bonds differ for different people, different charges,
Let me just do the one question that will take up the whole day with him. How do you deal, what are you doing with mine?
I just show you the camera.
Oh, okay.
We have Robbie on screen.
She's working.
Yes.
What the question is, the basic question that we both ask in various ways.
Yes.
How can we as a society tolerate, that's you and me and everybody else, tolerate one guy getting arrested for an offense, a serious offense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's eligible for bond in most cases, and a bond is set. He pays the bond, or his bondsman does, or his house gets put up as collateral if it's paid for. And he gets out, and the next thing you know, he's been rearrested for the same offense. Lots of it are drugs, I'll give you that.
Exactly, yes.
A lot of it's drugs, dealing drugs, not just possession.
Well,
or they're breaking into homes.
You know what Judge Shanahan told me last night?
Shoot them first.
Right now, currently in Onslow County, they have 150 people incarcerated under no bond. No bond.
I'll have to check that one. That sounds like a lot. That's a third of the population there.
He's a judge, believe him. Don't be challenging a judge.
Oh, you tell him to come in here. He knows better. I'll challenge everybody.
He would. But we're going to hear from Judge Roop tomorrow. And
I'm going to call the sheriff. I'm going to ask him how many people
I
got there
know,
without
because you
bond.
have to challenge everything.
I have to verify. I don't challenge.
Yeah, you challenge.
Only to do's.
Anyway.
Okay. We will see you tomorrow. That's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good show tomorrow.
We've got It's going to be interesting. We have Papa Top in, Chris Miller.
Yes, our favorite, our most fabulous sports editor of the famous Daily News.
At 8 o'clock.
Right.
Just about the same time the judge will be here, we're going to have the outgoing U.S. Senator from North Carolina,
right.
Tom Tillis. He is what we call lame duck. He's did not run for seek re-election to a third term. He served 12 years.
Right.
And threw up his hands. He's got frustrated with the administration, of course, or one person.
Yes.
And I don't know.
I worked on his campaign in the past.
I don't know if that's why he isn't running again, but
I think he's done.
I think he's just had enough.
Yes, I can understand.
He's done and been stymied in a lot of what he was trying to do because of partisan politics.
Yeah.
And then he had his own party criticizing him for being nonpartisan.
He has done a lot of good during his 12 years.
A lot of good.
For North Carolina, yes.
Okay, and I've spent some time with him up in a crane, so I like him. A tall crane. When he was first elected. He's a human being, he's a nice guy, and he's got a lovely wife. All right, that's enough. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early at 7 o'clock. Generally, it's not very bright anymore, but
it's staying dark a little later now.
Yeah, and getting dark a little earlier.
Yeah.
Last night at 7:45, it was dark.
I'm ready for it to be dark at 5 o'clock, so I have a reason to go to bed. I'm ready.
Should I just leave that alone?
Yes, probably. Probably so, yes.
Okay. You're live and local Real Talk, where we are now awake, but not for long. But we're never going to be woke.
That's right.
How does that sound?
Right. Oh, okay.
I gotta go find some music.
Please wake me up, though, if you think I'm dead. Check on me.
I got a little pen right over here. I will stick you in the arm, and if you jump and holler, I'll say she's still kicking.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you in the morning. Bye.
Bye.